Good morning. Here I am on live at some awkward hour because I'm awake. I don't know who else awake, but since I'm awake, I'm going to push play and I'm going to talk about what's on my mind. Probably a lot of things on my mind, but I need to pick and choose what I talk about on YouTube. I'm about wired. I done had this energy drink. I really got to get out of the habit of drinking those things late night, but when I'm driving, that's what I do. Like I was on here scheduling a live like I was a big time YouTuber and kept changing the time as if I had 1,000 people waiting on me. One of these days it might happen, huh? Nothing spectacular is going on in Jamaica's life. I just really want to just start doing these lives at a good hour. I haven't found my hour yet. So until I do, I will be dropping random lives whenever. Matter of fact, I'm going to go live from the salon tomorrow. That's what I'm going to do. Take YouTube into the workplace. Show what I do. Let me make sure I take my tripod to work. Well, today I officially start packing for my move. Have I put anything in the boxes? No, but I put the boxes together, which means now all I have to do is put stuff in them. I'm sorting through things, and I think that's where my mind is sort of at. The aspect of sorting through things to get things in a proper order, the perfect place, or a great position. I was thinking some of my things, well, a lot of my things are going to be in storage. So when it comes to clothing, earlier I really thought about it. I said, you know what? Summer's going to be gone in a minute. So what I put in storage needs to match the season of what I don't need, which means the majority of my winter clothes, I will put them in boxes at my friend's house, and then the other stuff will go into storage until the next season. And that's kind of like life. You know, we go through different seasons in our lives where we have to do certain things at different times to get into a certain position. And a lot of times, if we don't sort things out prior to, we find ourselves out of position or off balanced, if you will. And that is one thing I don't want in my move. I was already going to be, I ain't going to say off balance. It's already going to be a interesting journey. Not knowing anybody and then having to reestablish and all those things. So as many things that I can put into the proper order, I'm going to have to, or I'll be running around there like a chicken with my head cut off. I think today I really came to the realization that it's now time to start, letting my clients know that I'm going to be leaving. It's time for me to start tying up all my ends here in Charleston. And it is really bittersweet. I honestly think I'm going to have a strong case of separation anxiety because I've been here so long, 15 years. Now I'm getting ready to start it all over. Man. And I can't even say anything bad about Charleston. The only thing I can say is it's time for me to make a change, and that I'm going to do. Hopefully, when I start to show my journey as far as me leaving here and transitioning to the new place and everything, that I can help or encourage someone else who's either afraid to relocate or scared to just jump out on faith like I'm doing. You know, in a perfect world, I imagine that normal people they save up a couple months rent, they have a little stacked up in the side and all that good stuff. Only thing I'm gonna have is my car, me, and a pillow at my friend's house, and I'm out of here. I ain't got no babies, I ain't got no grandbabies. I could really live in a different state every month if I wanted to, but I don't feel like that. I want some more roots near some family. But I mean, at least the way I do it, it might not be ideal for some, but hey, who knows? It might be somebody been trying to move for 10 years and can't never get it because they've been trying to do it the normal people way, and maybe I'm gonna show them that they just ain't normal. Y'all do know that we ain't all normal, right? And that's not a bad thing, you know. I classify myself as weird because I know that weird is usually a person that is a creative, that is talented, that thinks beyond a certain scope of things, like outside of the box. We never color inside the lines. We never walk the line straight. You know, we'll jump around it, skip over it, moonwalk on it, whatever the case may be. But something beautiful always comes from creatives, you know. And sometimes creative people just don't know how to channel that creativity and to do it in a restricted order is frustrating. Very frustrating. So we just do it the way we want to do it. Dance to our own tune, beat our own drum the way we want to beat it. But I am very excited about my new phase in life because I don't know, I just really need a change, you know. I don't want to be living in the insanity. You know, I say you do the same thing over and over again. That's insanity. I feel like the longer I stay here, the more caught up I am in that whirlwind of being in a situation that mimics insanity. And that in turn will cause chaos, you know. So yeah, it's time. It's time. I'm going to try to talk for 30 minutes because that's what I always say if I come live. Whether there's someone here or not, I'm going to talk for 30 minutes. If they show up, we might talk longer, but I'm here for 30 minutes. So anybody on the replay, leave some comments about you know, things you want to discuss, you know, real life things we can talk seriously about, but make it fun. You know, everything ain't got to be so uptight and everything. Let's have fun and grow, learn, you know. Hey, we can joke. I don't care what we do, long as it ain't no drama and negativity. No drama, no negativity. Everything else is fair. It really is. Today I did one of my favorite clients' hair. And I call her my favorite because this is a lady that I tell, don't call me on Sundays. I don't like to talk about hair. And like clockwork, she'll text me on Sunday and say, I know you don't like to discuss hair on Sunday. Mm-hmm. And I can always count on, after I get done with her hair, she's either going to text me in the next 30 minutes and say, I love my hair, or she's going to find something wrong. Yeah, I can count on that. I think that I've developed this thickness of skin, if you will. Oh, I'm going to end this live and I'm going to come back. later. No, I'm gonna stay here. Yeah, I think I've developed a thickness of skin through a lot of my clients, so I think I'm more than equipped to handle a lot of things in life, man. A lot of things. And sometimes you never know how equipped you are, how strong you are until you're faced with something that really tests you, you know. Sometimes you don't even know how you're going to do something, if you can do something, but once it happens and you handle it in a certain fashion or whatever, you realize, like, man, I was equipped for this. I think that everything that we have need of, we possess on the inside. So even when we doubt ourselves, we are capable. That's the way I see things. When we doubt ourselves, even then we are capable. I don't think that the thought, the idea, or the notion to do a thing would even come if we weren't capable of completing the task. Hello, one person. That's just how I look at life. You know, I don't think that things come to us that we aren't equipped for. I think it's just about whether we believe we can do it, and we have the faith to do it, or we have the patience. Sometimes we do have to be patient. Well, most of the time we need to be patient, because if we're not, man, I know without my patience, I'll probably be fighting all the time, cussing people out. I think that's what I love most about being a hairstylist, because I deal with so many personalities. So many personalities. And having to deal with different personalities, you have to, it's almost like you learn to adjust to everybody, you know. When I first started, I used to always get a little, like, the things I tolerate now, I was not always that disciplined in doing so. So it's just like when you deal with a lot of different people with different personalities and things of that nature, you develop a level of patience. You also develop a level of appreciation for life, because we hear it, you know, even when it's bad for you, we have to remember it's always worse, you know, or can be worse for somebody else. That is such a true statement. And I think that doing hair not only gave me patience, but it gave me an ear to hear. I'm a great listener. And I'm a great thinker, because it's like when you deal with different people, different situations, different topics, different ages of women, like I never would imagine myself being, let's say, 15 years younger than a woman, but giving that woman solid advice. I never thought that I would encourage or uplift, you know, women that are much older or even much younger, you know, let's say 21, 22. The beauty of it is when I wake up, I always just ask God to send the people he needs me to, that he needs to send to me, and he knows what they need. Give me the words. You style their hair, not me. If it's healing they need, I ask him to use my hands. And, you know, we go like that. So that's usually how my day goes great, especially when I'm really busy. Because I feel like when I do that, there's no frivolous conversation. You know, I think it's all designed to go the way it's supposed to go. Especially when you're talking to somebody and you give them a bit of input. I ain't gonna always say advice, because it's not always advice. Sometimes it's just a communication. But when you give them something and you have to sit there and ask yourself, like, now, how in the world did you know that? Who told you that? But it was the thing that that person needed. Then you know that prayer was answered, you know. I don't try to do anything without allowing God to use me to do it. I guess that's the best I can put it. Do I forget sometimes to say that prayer in the morning? Yes, I do. I sure do. But I like to think that he knows my heart. Now, in that sense, you can use that word. You know, a lot of us say God knows my heart because we think that that's an excuse to do something foul or bad. But no, man, that's not it. Typically, we don't know our own heart. But that's neither here nor there. I ain't even trying to be all deep at 2:34 in the morning. I just wanted to, since I said I was going to go live, I try to stick to that. I'm a hustler. I was out there trying to make some money. I can't help it. I'll be looking forward to the day when I ain't got a DoorDash no more. But I already know when I move, it's going to be a lot more DoorDashing until I get some clientele going. And I'm gonna call that to be quickly, because I'm building that now. But I'm starving. It's too early in the morning to be hungry. But yeah, that's my life. I'm just ranting about, I guess, talking through the things that I'm getting ready to go through. Hey, K Smooth. I figured some alien would definitely be awake at 2:35 in the morning. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just, like I said, I'm just here trying to do these lives to get these dang on hours up. I'm like, I got 2,050 followers and freaking 40 watch hours. That, I don't know why they changed that. You did not used to have that many watch hours. I don't even know if you had to have watch hours. I know I was monetized and I ain't no more. Great morning to you too. How was your day yesterday? I'm out of shape. I need to stretch or something. My back hurt. Man, all the walking and stuff I did at the beach, I should be good right now. I don't know. And I had a great time. I got to go back to clear water because that water was so clear. It's amazing. And it was cheap. I know there's other places that got clear beaches, but it was real cheap to go there. Well, it was free for me at the time, but I'm just saying it's cheap. If I want to go and pay for myself, I can get there for a little bit of money. Man, I can see my toes through the water. I'm like, whoa. Then I seen them fish. I started freaking out a little bit, but I ain't get out the water. I was just thinking about the ocean here in Charleston at the beach. You can't see through the water. That means I was in there with somebody's dirty fish. Oh my God. I'm just emotionally distraught behind that. You always laughing at me. For real, man. I was tripping. I'm like, oh, there's little fish in here. Then it just automatically clicked in my head like the fish are always there. This is their house share. Then I was just thinking, like, how many fish have I just been touching when I got in the ocean here that I can't see? Ugh. See, I'm okay if I can see it, but I'll probably, in that water, I'll probably never go waist deep because I'll be scared of fish gonna be in my underwear or something. Yeah, that's the way my mind's set up. And I was out there like a lone old person. I went to the they had this little beach bar on the hotel next door to mine. Like we had one too, but well, I had one. Nobody stayed with me. My friends would go home. But Mine wasn't jumping like the other one. And they was in there, it was like a band, and they was singing. And I was just sitting there singing right along with them, Purple Rain and some Earth, Wind, and Fire. I said, man, I am really getting old. Singing songs that my mama used to listen to. I got so dark. I love it. I'm always trying to tan. So I conquered that this summer. But yeah, I ain't been talking about nothing on here, honestly. I really, like I said, I'm trying to stick to, when I say I'm going to go live, I really want to stick to it because that'll build my, I guess, a habit of doing it. I don't know what I'm trying to say. But yeah, when I say I'm going to go live, I'm going to go live and talk. Sometimes good stuff come out. Sometimes I just be sitting here talking like I'm doing now. I think I had a few good things to say a little bit earlier. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But I was talking a lot about just dealing with people and the way that being a hairstylist has shaped my life, you know. Like just in communication with people alone, it really builds character, you know, because there are times where I know I had to have restraint. There are times where I've had to withhold emotions, you know, because sometimes when you're like, I'm an emotional person and I don't like to see people hurt or cry or anything like that. So, you know, to have a client that comes and maybe be in a space like that, I had to learn how to sometimes hold back, but then sometimes I just can't, you know what I mean? So that it teaches you strength, it teaches you vulnerability, it teaches you to have compassion, it teaches you to have sympathy as well as empathy. It teaches you that we all are valuable. So I always aim to, you know, make a person feel better than they did when they sat down in the chair. Even if it's just, hey, pretty lady. If that's all I got, that's what she gets. um, but definitely has shaped my character in a lot of ways because I can maneuver through a lot of different situations when it comes to people. I know when to hold them, I know when to fold them. And I mean literally fold them. Pop, 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 pop. Let me quit. Luckily, I don't have to fold nobody. Oh, God. That's one thing. I'm telling you, man. I'm so glad I ain't never gotten a fight at the salon. I think I'll be in the clink somewhere. For real. Uh-oh. You call? Oh, my God. I thought somebody done tried to lie and say I didn't bring their food through DoorDash. And this one dude, boy, tried to put a blemish on my good record. Talking about they didn't receive the food. Man, I came back like, nah. That was the one time for some, like, I hate like taking my phone and taking pictures of the order and stuff. So this was one time for some reason I took a picture. Next day they talking about you get a mark on your whatever because a client reported not receiving anything. Man, I was like, no, that was room 105. It was at this hotel at this address, and I know that I dropped it off because I took a picture. Yeah, remove that. But it's crazy because I was going to go back and knock on that person's door, like, sir, you got your food. Don't be trying to steal from me. Mm-mm. Even, you know what? It's like, even like how I say I learn a lot through styling hair. Even with door dashing, I didn't want to do it. Like, I really did not want to do it because I don't like driving like that. But I really wish I would have wanted to do it when the shutdown came. Man, you know how much money I would have right now? I don't know what I was thinking. But having said that, even through driving, I've learned how I often say, like, you know, some people have their beliefs and they worship certain things. Like some people worship nature. I don't worship nature. But in driving, I understand nature. I worship the creator of the nature. Yes. But I identify with the way he speaks through nature. You know, it can be a thank you, K Smooth. I see you on another one. Um I've driven down one street often, but one particular day I might drive down that street, turn right, and boom, the trees hit me and I'm emotional. And it took me a second to realize, you know, man, the beauty of a tree. Oh my God, look at the sky. There's a bird. Like, man, weird stuff happened when I'm driving. I was driving and I just started crying one day driving down the street. I can't tell you why, but the tree was so pretty. The tree was so pretty. But I also learned that I have a semi-photographic memory. Nobody waking up at 2:45. Semi photographic memory. I learned my way around a lot of places. I learned shortcuts really quickly. And I can see a street. Say if I see a street called Murphy. Never been on Murphy before. But I guarantee you 1 week later or so, I'm going to get an order that goes to Murphy. And I automatically remember where I saw the street. So that's like always that's like one of the dopest things that ever happens to me when I'm door dashing is that I can remember streets and stuff like that I never been on. So when I see it again, I know exactly where to go. Just learning shortcuts. I apply everything to life. Everything I learn and everything I do, I apply it to real life, you know. But like I said, it builds character because I'm a person who don't like to drive at night. So driving at night, going in places where I would normally probably be scared. It's like, I don't know, it gives me a little boldness or courage. So I apply that to my real life, you know. Yeah, I still be scared some of them places, but just because I'm not a country girl, you know, it might be a little dark for me, but people here are normal. You know, that's normal for people who grew up in the country. I didn't grow up in the country, so lizards, frogs, and all that stuff freak me out. So let alone all that, I'm trying to go in the dark in somebody's house. You can't see their address. Mm-mm. But I got better at it. You know, the more I do it, the better I get. There's streets that I wouldn't drive on before that I take like a champ. But I just think like with anything, we create a habit of doing it and doing it with excellence. It becomes easy. You don't even think about those things that once deterred you from doing it. You just do it. The only thing that matters is that you execute with greatness. And I'm at the 29-minute mark. I said I'm going to do 30 minutes. So I don't know if I could give anybody any encouragement right now. Say your prayers. Yeah, that's what I would. That's my encouragement to everybody. Anybody who ends up listening to this video, say your prayers and be what specific in your prayers. You know, ask for exactly what you want and how you want it, what you need. But most of all, ask for wisdom first. Because without wisdom, Then ask for knowledge. Wisdom and knowledge are the top two for me, because I need to know how, and then I need to know what to do with what I know. And that's where the wisdom comes in. I think that if we pray more for wisdom, we would make better decisions. We would make wiser choices. We would make decisions based off literally knowing and understanding. I think that with wisdom, you get the understanding, you get knowing, you get clarity, you get everything that you pray for, all tied up in wisdom. Yeah. So that would be my encouragement. Pray for wisdom, and then everything else after that. Set it and forget it. And if you want to pray for it again, you can. Don't let nobody tell you you're only supposed to ask God once and don't ask for it again. It's not the truth. Don't let nobody tell you can't ask God a question, because He answers. Ask me how I know. But it's my time. That's my TED talk, my meek talk. And yeah, I love y'all. Bye. I need some exit music. Just wait one of these days. Until then, good night, everybody, or good morning, however you want to call it.